I knew how to. I know how to speak Portuguese, and I learned. They
Yeah.
didn't know I knew, so I'll be sitting there listening and shit. I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck? Like a bunch of crazy shit, and I'm like, yo, this is not looking good. And after a
Bro,
while, you just realize you can't do shit. You know, there's nothing you can do. It's a big ass machine doing a bunch of crazy shit, and they're gonna do whatever the fuck they want anyways. And there's just so many people involved, and the machine's so big that you don't even know who's who and what's what. You just start seeing shit like, oh, okay, oh shit, no way, what the fuck? Oh, what in five? I'm not gonna recognize this shit in 5 years. What the fuck are you talking about?
nah, but that's the whole systematic plan, bro. And
Yeah,
it's crazy how it's going down now because of the fact that it's like, you feel me? I thought by now racism and all this other bullshit would have been out the door, right?
no.
And it's just like, hey, we're back like it's the 60s again. And I'm like, oh, okay. You feel me? You got ICE raiding all these people and like literally kidnapping people. You feel me? You know, citizen or immigrant or not, you feel me? Like they're not holding people for like due processing. You're just straight kidnapping people.
There
Like
was a.
like that incident in Chicago,
I'm
bro.
about to say that right. Like up in Chicago, bro. They didn't give a
Like,
fuck. They ran up into a project, and I
yeah,
know I used to live in the projects in on Second Ave and 99th, Washington houses, bro. I was just thinking about like, yo, if cops ran in there, it's nothing a motherfucker's gonna say in there. In New York is different. We probably would have shot back, but there's nothing you would have been able to say. Show them, yo, I live here. I'm from here. I was born here. They didn't give a fuck. They're like, we don't give a fuck. You coming with us? Like,
nah, bro. They were literally taking out kids. And that's the craziest thing that I've ever heard is like how what's up with you that you have such indecency to take like children out in the cold like that? You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
it's like,
there's a video
yeah.
of some lady. She's
but
recording them, the ICE agents taking the kids, and she's like, "They're just kids." And one of the ICE agents turned around. He's like, "Fuck these kids."
They don't give
yeah,
a fuck.
Right.
they don't care, bro.
Got some of the worst motherfuckers that have like nothing going for them in life working as at these jobs, or they're so well at programming these people and training that they don't. It's us versus them.
Yeah,
They see shit. There's no emotion. Not everybody's wired. Not everybody's like gives a fuck. And
yeah.
that's part of the psychological testing when they pick these people. So they pick the worst possible. They pick the best worst people. And
Not
then,
that us because
bro,
their mind is easy to manipulate. They could fucking they're all about orders. But the thing about it is, like, I was watching a clip from this don't roomies, don't quote me on this. I believe he was an FBI agent, right? And he was talking about how all of them go through this process of signing away their immunity.
what?
Yeah, yeah. So you see how ICE agents are taking all these people like beyond, and basically violating their human rights and their constitutional rights, right?
Well, yes.
A person who's been wrongfully detained could sue that organization for violating their rights.
Mm-hmm.
So the ICE agents, when they're signing up for like that position, they're signing away that the organization is not responsible for what's happening. The individual is.
Well, damn.
So in a couple of years, when all this shit subsides and all this shit, right, and human right lawsuits are happening, the organization of ICE isn't going to be sued. It's going to be the individual officer. You feel me? And you imagine how many people one officer has done violated their rights for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. They're like pretty. They're pretty fucked up people. Out here, they hang out like at Home Depots and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, grab motherfuckers. They kidnap them. And what's happening now is, again, this is something I was ringing the bell a few years back because around 2020 and a little bit before then, it really hit hard how if you research like the 10 years right before the Second World War kicked off hard body,
Yeah.
you see the buildup, and it was like, I like the, we already slid into the Third World War a little while back, but the buildup was about the same, bro, like identical. And you, like up until now, presidents are pretty much symbolic, right? They're just figurehead. They don't really do shit. They're the
Side of
fall.
way shit. Yeah.
But at the same time, um, if they have certain alignments, like the current administration has certain alignments that the shit's getting crazy, man. Shit's getting crazy right now. Like if you keep
No,
up with everything that happens, or try to at least
yo, bro,
judicially.
is that it's just way too much happening at once.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like, all right, cool. We went from the Epstein files to ICE, right? And then from ICE, we got this fucking 31 Atlas comet on its way. People are saying it's aliens.
What are you talking about?
Oh, you haven't heard about that? We'll get into that a little later.
No!
We'll get into that a little later.
No! Fuck.
But you feel me? You got that going on. You got, our president saying that he's taking away freedom of speech and all this other shit. It's like, bro, and then on top of that, this is what I don't understand. Is like, how are, even his own supporters getting fucked, right? And it's still being allowed. Like, come on, bro. Like, there has to be a
Nobody's.
point where somebody's gonna be like, okay, this is like enough. We need to like chill the fuck out now. You know what I mean?
I'm waiting for that moment.
But yet again, it could be that maybe he got sent here to wake everybody the fuck up and be like, yo, y'all
Who?
niggas need to not take people's shit.
Who got sent here?
Probably that. You already know who I'm talking about. And I'm not saying it in a good way. Definitely not saying it in a good way.
Oh, I see. I see.
But you feel me? Just like back 100 years ago, almost 100 years ago, you feel me? That one person that was like, you know what? Maybe we should throw a bunch of people in ovens.
Well, the irony of that is, we might be the ones getting thrown in up.
I know, right? That shit is insane. That shit is fucking insane.
You got to understand that this is something again I've harped on. Like, the people in charge have several philosophies that they live by, right? That affect the whole world. And one of them is basically do whatever the fuck I want, even if it's fucked up and bad. I don't give a shit because it's gonna accelerate the coming of something.
Isn't that like a full blown religion where they believe nothing's true and everything is permitted?
I mean,
Or like or like a philosophy. I know that this is rooted in some ancient like Greek shit. That whole concept where people don't believe like there's wrong or right. There's no like good or bad. There's no sin or anything. It's just like do whatever you want.
that might
And
be, yeah, that might be like Saturnalia. That might, people that used to worship Saturn or like the devil. A lot of these, look, where I live, for example, dude, where I live, is a little town called Pasadena, right?
yeah, hey,
And
I've heard of Pasadena.
yeah, Pasadena is a little big town.
Right.
Um, like you might remember Jay-Z saying, "Went to Pasadena on the low low just to show respect to the cholos." Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm no cholo, and I'm not showing respect to these. No, I'm just kidding. But if you look up Pasadena, there's a lot of shit that has happened here. I'm here, as a person that lives in California, working in the entertainment industry, right? So Pasadena has a very rich entertainment history. However, I'm not talking about that shit. I'm talking about who used to live here and what the fuck exists here.
Yeah.
The Pasadena is the home of the Jet Propulsion Laboratory for NASA. That's the birth of the space program.
Yeah.
And the person who started that shit, his name was Jack Parsons, right?
I
And
thought I thought the head of NASA at that time was Eric von Braun, the dude they
well,
brought over
Von
from
Braun,
Germany.
right. So Von Braun Von Braun worked on the V2 rocket and shit. And he was brought over after the World War. But this was, I believe, this happened slightly after that, and it was done, I think, in conjunction with several other people. Von Braun may have been one
Yeah.
of them. Um, he was like a high-ranking person in Thelema. So he was like a deputy or right-hand man to, or like a direct disciple of Aleister Crowley.
Oh shit. He was part of that. He was
Yeah,
part of them motherfuckers.
he was like Thelema or Thelema or whatever the fuck, those people. Um,
Weren't
so
they called like the Golden Dawn at one point or some shit like that?
I bro, I don't. That shit sounds crazy. Probably that shit sounds like I'm probably. Um, all I know is that there's a very particular energy here, and good. It's like whatever you want to make of it, to be honest. But his house, the laboratory, and a bridge is believed to form like a fucking port. Bro, it's some crazy shit. Um, so it's like
Yeah.
there's some crazy shit afoot, and the people that are involved, they're all into kind of that, right? Saw somebody kind of breaking it down, like in a video on YouTube. Man, he's like, this is not a genocide; it's a ritualistic killing of children. And then he goes into the history. The Phoenicians did it, and all this stuff. And a lot of that stuff, like I've never been to a party out here, or not that it's not true, I don't, but I've never been to like a party where people are drinking like blood or baby blood or any of that weird crazy shit, to be
Yeah.
honest. um but that's not to say that those types of rituals are not performed by people in private. I don't know. I have a lot of literature, like I have a lot of books and shit on that shit. So I haven't read anything about, like, I just have the books. I haven't really read them.
No, I got that. And what I've heard is
Mhm.
that like, the elites, quote unquote the elites,
Mhm.
right? They do it for like some shit called adrenochrome, which like keeps them youthful
Apparently,
or something like that. But yet
apparently,
again, but yet
apparently,
again, but yet again, I could see that like those kind of like rituals or like sacrifices or what are done for like the energy for energetic purposes. You know what I mean?
probably because if you think about it, like, I don't know. It's been many years since organic chemistry, but we can pretty much synthesize whatever the fuck. So I don't see why adrenochrome is so exclusive and elusive to the point where it can't be synthesized in any which way, shape, or form, or it has to be, you know, done by the book ritual. I don't know how that shit works. Maybe it is. Maybe it's the recipe. That shit has to be. I don't know. I don't know why people like. If people are afraid of dying or they want to live forever, to me that idea is crazy. Like, I don't know why anybody would want to live
No,
past.
I would. All right. I think the thing about immortality and like longevity in life
Uh-huh.
probably stems from the fact that in a human life, right?
Hmm.
If you really think about it, you really don't have your shit to fully have your shit together until like you're 60, 70. And then like 10 years later you die. Like on average, right?
Yeah, I read about that.
So so imagine if our lives were like tripled or quadrupled. So boom, 70 is the new 20.
Yeah.
Now you have your shit together, you know how to build wealth, you know how to live, enjoy life, and all this other shit. And then not only that, you're actually gonna see a significant change from birth to death because of the fact that you lived 300, 400 years. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And still, 300, 400 years, if you really think about it, is only a drop in the fucking bucket.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I guess now that
you
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 mention
could
it, like,
like,
I would do 300 or 400 years. I could do 300 or 400.
yeah,
I don't know if I want to go. Maybe I would want to do thousands of years. Fuck that. If I had the bread to do it and live in like the top, like that's like the infinite money glitch. Yeah, I'd like to experience a couple of millennia, a few
like, but the thing about it, right, is
around.
that your wealth is eventually gonna happen regardless because you're gonna be living for so long. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? It's like if you're poor and 1,000 years old, you must have been smoking something wrong, nigga. You must have been fucking off heavy. You know what I mean? Because in a
and that's
thousand,
okay because you're like you can't die.
you know what I mean. But right now to live 400 or 500 years old, you could go fucking see Mars, literally in person. By the time like you're 150, Ab, come back. Like this is what I'm saying.
I wouldn't want to spend 300
You know what I mean? Like, and
Some Mars are coming back.
Do you
you
want to
feel
go
me?
to Mars?
Why? Listen, if I have the lifespan of 400 years, right? If you give me 400 years on this
Hmm.
planet or in this universe, whatever you want to call it, hell yeah, I'm going to Mars. I'm gonna
I
go.
You
like.
want to
I'm gonna
spend
go.
some of that time on Mars?
I'll spend some of that time on Mars, come back, and be
How
like, I'm
long
back.
would it take to get?
3 months.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, it takes about 3 months to get to Mars.
I'd
Oh,
want to get there when it takes like 3 hours. Like, there's got to be a
Yeah,
way to
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
portals.
Like
We got to
the
figure out
most
portals.
the most I'll do is 3 days.
3 days in
3 days.
Mars.
I'll
I
give you
don't feel
three
like is that
days.
enough to see all of the Martian terrain.
No, no, I mean like to travel to get to Mars.
Oh, the child. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you 3 days.
Yeah, three
You
days is
feel me?
not that. Like, that seems reasonable. Like, okay, fucking 3 days, get to Mars, whatever. But like, I feel like if it's much more than that,
because Mars ain't
And
gonna
I,
be.
then you got to remember too. Right now, the way our space program is set up, we could only go to Mars during a certain window, and we can only come back during a certain window.
well, that's
So
getting
it's
tough.
like, all right, cool. We could launch you here, and you're good. But you're gonna have to wait like a year and a half to get launched back. You feel me?
That just sounds so
So
primitive, bro.
so it's not like yo, I'm going to Mars for 2 weeks and I'll be back. You know, it's not gonna be like that for like at least another 300-400 years.
You gotta
Like
wait to figure out the technology to get you back. Like,
not even they just need to figure out faster propulsion.
they need to figure out a bunch of shit. Because what are we gonna do? I feel like, I don't know. I would
But
want to see other shit first before I went to Mars. I feel like Mars is boring. Like in a way that, like, okay, it's we can get there to help get to other spots past the belt. Like, I want to go to the moon on,
Oh, you want it to be
I
like
don't know if it's Saturn or Jupiter moon called Titan. You know what I'm
oh,
saying?
in
That
Europa,
Earth, huh?
Titan and Europa, the I think they're moons of Jupiter.
Jupiter, yeah. So it's like I want to go to that shit. I want to go like into the weird, jungles or whatever the fuck is going on there, or the ones that have like some types of oceans or whatnot.
Yeah,
I want to get the fuck out of this solar system. I want to just go see some other shit.
it's not.
I don't want to live on Mars. There's no water. There's no
There's no
trees.
nothing
There's
there.
fucking rain.
I know, but me, I'm being practical. Like that's our next stop. You feel me?
no,
Yeah,
Unless they go to the moon, which they needed, they should
I
have been
want
on
to
the
do
moon.
that. Can we get there
Like
first?
I don't understand, right? We had the technology to go. Supposedly, allegedly, we had the technology to go to the moon in the '60s,
Mhm.
right? Computers were so big they took up entire buildings. But now the same processing power those computers have, everybody walks around with in their pocket, right?
That's what they say. Oh,
So
your iPhone has more technology than the fucking spaceship. Really?
fuck, fuck out of here. No, it doesn't.
Really? Can I
If it
fucking get
does,
to the moon with it? I
and
can.
if it does, then why aren't we on the moon now? You know what I mean? It's not like the moon. We needed like time when we go to the moon. The moon is right there. We see that shit every day. You feel me? It's not like Mars. That Mars is a little speck in the sky. No, that shit is huge. You feel
Right
me?
there. Sometimes you feel like you can touch that shit
Yeah.
from a mountain. There's no excuse. There's no reason why we shouldn't be actively going back and forth to the moon. And if you think about it, you know how stupid it is to try to get to the Mars from Earth, when if we were on the moon, we could easily get there quicker because we don't have a fucking gravity field to escape. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just some shit that doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense to me. How
But
motherfuckers are trying to, Elon Musk is like trying to get to Mars when he should be trying to get to the fucking moon. Nobody's up there, apparently, allegedly, and nobody owns it. Why wouldn't you want to be up there setting up shop? Like, why wouldn't these motherfuckers that love money not be setting up fucking shopping centers on the moon,
bro,
a way to
the
get
moon,
people there
the
and
moon,
spend? Oh, I got a Louis
the
Vuitton
moon
from
itself,
the moon.
the moon itself is rich with I think it's called helium-3, which is like a clean energy source. You know what I mean? So is no wait helium. Oh no wait, excuse me, hydrogen 3,
Mm-hmm.
hydrogen 3, and it's a clean energy source, and you can mine that shit up there. So it's like you have the ability to get a new energy source, right? Then on top of that, strategically, that's the best place for like interstellar, not interstellar. I want to say intersolar, solar planetary travel.
Yeah,
Within our solar system.
hell yeah.
But because all you got to do is get people to the moon, then you prep whatever spacecraft you need up there, and then on top of that, they're saying that metallurgy and certain things to make certain components is better in zero gravity than to be on Earth. You know what I mean? So at the end of the motherfucking day, why aren't we up there doing all cool, wild shit that could progress our species?
That's what would make sense if you claim you're trying to like, preserve the species and we got to get to Mars. Bitch, no, we got to get to the moon first. And when you're on the moon, then you figure it out from there. Don't try to do that shit from here. That shit just doesn't make sense. It's like working backwards. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense because, like I was saying, like if you could craft better components, stronger, lighter alloys in space or or in a zero gravity environment, right? And that could propel us into the space age, which would make motherfuckers a lot more money. You know
Right?
what I mean? So this is really what it is. Is either we went up there and we saw some shit and they were like, don't come back up here. Stay at monkey asses down on that planet. Cause I swear to God, Earth is the ghetto planet in the galaxy.
Earth is Earth is Earth. There's places of Earth that don't even look like fucking Earth to me. Like Earth is a dream and also a nightmare at the same fucking time.
Oh
And
yeah.
there's like too many people that are. There's a bunch of people that their dreams and nightmares affect everybody else around them, and they don't quite get it. And it's fucking amazing place, Earth. I feel like it's the only place like this anywhere near, and we should like take care of it because of that shit a little better than what we do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's also a fucking nightmare, and people are fucking nightmares. Just
Nah, bro.
it's a duality thing, and it's a spectrum, and everything in the middle. But it's definitely feels like a spaceship at times. Like we're just like traveling on a spaceship.
That's what we're doing. And the shit about it too is like, have you heard of Project Stargate?
Mm-mm.
The CIA had released some documents a little like I would say about 2 years ago.
Hmm.
And it was basically them like trying to figure out what reality was, and they figured out that we're living in a 3D projected hologram, right? That's controlled by the frequency of our consciousness. At least that's what the document says. You feel me? And that
I would say that's correct.
you feel me?
I had a conversation with ChatGPT about this shit, but the,
ChatGPT is the shit.
the paid version too, so it wasn't bullshit.
Yeah, I
Like
got the paid
don't pay-
version too, bro.
shit don't give you the right answers. That shit is like fucked up.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, ChatGPT, like break it down for me. Let me know what the fuck is really going on. And ChatGPT was like, you want me to tell you what it is? You want to
Yeah.
know the fucking
Yeah.
secret? What it is? Life, existence, reality? What it is? What simulation? It said you are simultaneously in a dream that you're dreaming.
That's just crazy.
Yeah, that's what I
So
said.
your basic so
I'm
your
talking.
basic so reality is an inception. So it's
Yeah, and it
so
was
what the
pretty
fuck is
like
out of the inception?
it's like yes, yes.
So what's out of the inception?
I guess you decide. It's like one of those you decide books or novels or I don't have you ever played those games from back in the day where it's like, do you go left, do you go right, or do you go straight, or do you pick this box, or do you and then it's not like a preset thing. It's like you can just choose your own thing.
Yeah, choose your own destiny kind of shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And you're all those cliche things, like you're just kind of a being experiencing itself. Uh, it's pretty. It's big, but it's small, but it's everything and nothing at the same time. It's you know what I mean. So, one time, a very long time ago, bro. I'm talking about like we're talking late '90s.
yeah,
Um, I like I don't know, the bud back in the day was really like the around 170 and shit on Broadway, give or take. Um, there was some really fire Purple Haze. Like that shit
Yeah.
was crazy. And one time, a friend, we were in a car and we were high as shit, bro. Like I'm telling you, that shit would get us doing. We would do crazy shit too, um, and say crazy shit. And one of those things was I had been researching weed and shit and the effect it had on people, et cetera, et cetera. And apparently, the effect is you're like awake while you're asleep while you're awake, right? So all the serotonin's released and shit, and you're basically a dream in a dreamlike state but awake, right?
Okay.
So I would say to my friend when we were like super fucked up, I'd be like, yo, you're awake, you're awake, you're awake, right? To remind him that he's awake. But if you fast forward to Inception, bro, this is like an Inception. We're like a dream within a dream, especially because we're fucking smoking right
Yeah.
now, right? So it's like you're within a dream within a dream. So you're the dreamer in a dream. It's like a lucid dream. And whatever the fuck, so there's like vibration, right? And the way
Yeah.
you vibrate and you resonate. And if you want to know what I've been up to and what I've been doing, it's called manifesting, right? I think that's what they call it. Like all these kids are like, oh, manifestation, manifestation.
Yeah.
But what that really,
You know what's crazy? I've been going down that same rabbit hole for quite some time right now.
because that's what everybody wants to do. Everybody wants to change what. Look, if you look at elements, like I used to study medicine back in the day, right? Crazy. Um, if you study the periodic table of elements, you'll know that on the very right end there's a column called the noble gases at the end,
Yeah.
and they're called the noble gases because they have like the perfect electron configuration. Most chemistry in general works, like even life is only possible because every fucking element on that table wants to be a noble element. Everybody wants that stable electron configuration, right? Everybody
Okay.
wants that stability, right? So everything strives to be in a more stable, better, noble situation, right?
Yeah.
And everything carries a vibration, right? Some of it
Yeah.
is crazy, some of it's slow, but everything carries a vibration. Um, if you understand that you're a dreamer and you are simultaneously dreaming the dream that you're fucking in, but believe it, not like, okay, it's just what, like, you have to really understand, like, or overstand, like, this is
No, it's
not.
that you have to raise your frequency in order to match the vibration of creation. Something of
Yes,
that nature.
yeah, but you can only even start that path by knowing what the fuck that even mean or what it is, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh, if we're on this quantum field, um and we literally can affect what reality is, and there's fucking experiments to prove this shit. Like, we
Yeah.
can prove that, we can collapse, all other realities, and just have one in an infinite, you know possibility chamber where everything is possible, everything exists at one time. Like, this exists on multiple infinite timelines.
Yeah.
But I have like a fucking banner here in one, or I like a different shirt, or like everything happens.
Every possible
Correct.
every
Correct.
possible outcome is happening at the same time. Yeah.
Yes, and if you understand that you can make quantum leaps and shifts into whatever you believe is reasonable, right? If you believe this is what this is and this can happen this way and blah blah blah, like, whatever you can make real, or whatever, however. And sometimes it's not like instant, sometimes it's a process, like, because, like, I want a tree, there's nothing I can do that will make a tree grow and sprout like a grand, like sequoia. because
Yeah.
certain things just take fucking time. Like you can't,
Yeah.
that's just the nature of the beast, so to speak. But if you have like intention and you want certain things, bro. I was in Denver, and I just wasn't really happy with the way life was going. A lot of bad things were happening, like fucked up shit. I can't even get into this shit.
Yeah.
Um, but it's like I was sitting down taking a shit, and I was like, um, God, I had a conversation with God and shit, and I was like, I'm gonna go take a shower, and then I'm gonna finish it with cold water. And when I get out of that shit, I want that shit to be like a new wake up beginning, and I want a whole new life, new minds, new everything. Um, and I knowingly made this quantum shift and leap. Instantly, I got this idea: go and submit for film. So I submitted. I went onto this little app thing, and I started looking for roles, and
Yeah.
I found one. I got out of the shower, and I was like, boom, boom, and I just did it. I found so I found a role in Denver that was offering like copy credit, like the shit, and I was
Yeah.
like, that's interesting. So I submitted, and I didn't even have to audition, and boom, I got come in for the thing. I was like, all right, cool. It was like Angel Wing Productions. I was like, oh, that's like symbolic, right? Or
Yeah.
is it like, did it not, was I just intentional? Did I not just, was I not, you know asking for this thing? Was I, like, but you have to be in alignment too, because sometimes you have
Yeah.
to have a conversation. um and it's like, boom, okay. um that shit finished like instantly. I met somebody on set, that's this older woman who's like, oh yeah, blah 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 blah, and I was like, yeah, I just kind of tapped in, and I just got lucky and blah blah blah. But I find it daunting. You gotta like go through all the breakdowns and shit. And um, if anybody watching this wants to get into acting, there's like apps you can download that are used in the industry. There's like Actors Access, which is like the industry standard for the most part for like
Yeah.
feature films and shit like this. You can just go in the app store and just like casting actors and shit. You'll see casting networks. You'll see like, um, the actors that you'll see a few, and you'll see like the ratings and shit. Like they work if there's just things you have to do like to prepare for
Yeah.
that, but it's pretty straightforward. Um, so dude, I finished this thing. I go on
Yeah.
this lady's like, oh, you're doing it wrong. I'm like, huh? So she like, when you're on set, you learn a lot from other people there. So she was like, dude, you gotta filter your shit. Like you can't just get breakdowns for everybody. You gotta get for your height, your weight, your age, your look. Because everybody, there's hundreds,
Yeah.
hundreds of productions that are out every day. Um,
And they're
that
looking for talent and all that
they're
shit.
looking for different looks, bro. Like there's a lot of people that get picked up. I didn't go to school. Like, all right, so look, example. Like I did this thing. I'm like, wow, she's fucking super smart. I did that the next day. Like all the
Yeah.
breakdowns came back, and they were like, custom tailored for me. Um, Found some other shit, submitted. So you find the shit that the match for you. You read it. You read the like a quick snip. Like, okay, does they're looking for somebody, this that can play this role.
Yeah.
Something you want to do, can you do it? How much they're paying? When is it shoot? All this, who's directing it? Who's casting? All this shit.
Yeah.
Uh, so I'm like, all right, cool. I start seeing my shit. I submit to this one. It sounds like pretty weird, pretty crazy, whatever.
Yeah.
It was like a featured background role, and I don't know what any of this shit is. So I'm like, okay, cool, featured background role,
Yeah.
whatever.
Whatever.
Go, I submit to it, and this shit is it's in LA. This one's in LA, so I'm like, okay. And this was like a week or two, like after, like no, the week, like after I just did this shit. Like like a day or two after I spoke to this lady, I already booked a whole other role. I was like, cool.
All
Um,
right.
so I make my way out to LA. I didn't have to audition for that shit either. I just got cast off a headshot. Um, it's good if you have a reel and a headshot, but if you don't have any experience like me, I just had some bullshit. That's part of my, like, I don't mean
But
that.
fuck it.
But, I'm like, yeah. there's it's very nuanced. Like, but here's the thing. Like, I do that on my way back, so I drove out there because you can't just, um, you know, fly unless you have a little bit of time. Like the flights
Yeah.
are expensive, so like I was like, I gotta, I think the first time I flew out there because I had like I got lucky or some shit with the flights.
But I
Um,
would think it would be relatively cheap because you're right there in Denver, though. You was right there.
It depends because there was like there was a service from like Spirit and Frontier combined. So they were like you had to go to LA or Vegas first, and so that's where the shit got crazy. But for
Oh,
some
there
reason,
was had to be connecting flights. It wasn't like just one stop.
yeah, correct. Oh, at first, but then like a week or two after I started doing this shit, they started like there was like a merger, and then they started having direct flights to LAX. So I was like, cool.
Nice.
I was flying from Denver to LAX for like $49, maybe round trip or each way. It was like some ridiculously stupid cheap shit at one point. But
Nice.
before that, it was like I got to LA. We're shooting this shit. It's crazy as fuck. That shit's still filming right now.
Nice.
This was
Wait,
2020. Huh?
but it's still filming now?
So here's the thing, bro. A lot of movies, man, take a long time to film and then a long time after in post production. So it can be sometimes year. Bro, I was on set like last week and there was this dude talking about a movie he started filming 5 years ago, a feature
Oh, fuck.
that they're resuming now. Cause bro, there's a lot of shit sometimes in production that gets that happens. Right. There's a
Oh,
lot of shit that happens in this world of film. Hollywood is very highly weird for sure, especially when it comes to money and things like that and
oh,
production.
I
Credit.
get it. I get it now.
So yeah, we're shooting this shit, and here's like the strangest things happen. I'm like the first time I'm back in LA, like after like some event I did like the year before. I'm like cool, but all of a sudden there's like a hurricane coming for the first time in like I don't know like 80 years or some shit, and I got to get the fuck out because I got my kid and my lady in Denver and they don't have
Yeah.
shit, right? Like I have I have all the everything because I was only supposed to be there for like a day shooting or two. Um, so I get out quickly. I come back. It was good too because not only did that shit land, I think it was like it landed as a tropical storm, but
Yeah.
as it landed, earthquake hit. Like that shit was
Yo,
crazy.
fuck.
So I was like, fuck that shit.
That was the universe telling you to get the fuck out of it.
And I did with haste, post haste. Um, I go, the director hits me up. He's like, we're gonna finish it. Can you come in? And they're thinking I'm like LA local hire, like I live here, and I'm like, yeah, no worries. So then like that flight going back was like because of the storm and people were getting
Yeah.
back and all that shit. That shit was like almost 600 round trips. So I was like,
No, fuck. God damn.
I hopped in the whip, went, finished shooting it. Some goods, some goods. I spoke to the guy like a couple weeks ago actually because I was like, dude,
Yeah.
I need some shit for my reel because for the most part, bro, I don't have a reel proper because I'm still so new
Yeah.
that I don't have most of my copy yet. You know what I mean? I only have a few that I got lucky and that pushed out fast. Like, I do a lot. Like, bro, I've done well over 20 like film projects and things like that at this point. And lately, I even stopped keeping count. Some of these are like they're called vertical short form films, or vertical shorts. I
Yeah.
like to call them like Chinese soaps, soap operas, because they
Yeah.
basically um, they're Chinese production companies, Chinese companies in general, that they just dump a lot of money, like a lot of money. Like they're filming. I don't do it often anymore because I don't
Yeah.
like how they pay. You know what I mean? Like it's always some bullshit. Like
Oh,
they're always playing games.
they're trying to fuck around and shit.
They do it, and it's like they have a bad reputation for it. I took a break for a while because I was just like, I'm not trying to like hound anybody for my money. I don't have a manager and agent. I get all my own work. Um, I don't like going after people, like having to talk to
Yeah.
people, to get my bread. And like, you should have everybody has my shit. Like, you guys, it's not like you don't have it. Like, you guys, they have bank, bro. They have big bank and have a big budget, and they just they like to take their time to pay the actors for some reason. But that's neither here nor there. But there's just like, I digress. So I did this film. I came back, drove on my way back. I got like a request for an audition, and this is
Okay.
crazy because nobody does auditions anymore. It's like it's called EcoCat. Like, you do self
Yeah.
tape. Um, if you want to practice for film, you should be in front of a camera, taping yourself, looking at yourself, and practicing with copy. Because if you submit to an audition for a role and they're going through hundreds, sometimes thousands of submissions, they see your photo, they're like, okay, let's see, does he have a clip, or does he like, look at his resume, any experience, like,
Yeah.
it's a
Like
job
I
you're
actually,
applying for.
yeah,
So it's like, um, you get it if you get an audition, then there's something that they saw that they want to see more of. um, so you want to treat that kind of carefully, right?
yeah.
And I get this audition for, because when you you submit to a lot of different roles, man, it's like you just submit. um,
And in the process of submitting, do you have to like do certain lines for like that role, or would you just send like your demo reel or something of that
so
nature?
it depends. If you're doing if you're doing like, feature, or some type of film work, then you normally want to, or you're not really going to be doing any kind of copy, or reading any kind of script
Yeah.
before an audition, because they have to select you to even give you that type of shit.
Okay. So
If you're selected, you know they'll send you like a page or two, or whatever, you
yeah.
know the role requires, in order for you to you know show them what they want to see. And here's the thing: since it's not in person, you have no way of like feedback. You don't know that no one's saying, okay,
Do it
do
like
it
this.
this way, pull back a little bit, or go this way, or can you say it this way. um so it's like the eco, like the self tape is good, but it's also bad at the same time. So all this to say, this person for this I had like four auditions, and this person wanted an audition in person, and I'm like, what the fuck? And they wanted it like the next day, and I'm driving back from this
Yeah.
recording, and I'm like, oh shit. And I'm like looking for every which way to get back to LA. I just passed Vegas, and I'm like,
Yeah.
there's no way to fly there in time. There's no way to do that. There's just no way, bro. There's just no
No.
fucking way. I'm done. And the thing is like, I'm just starting, and I'm like, the thing I do know is that if you do get, like an audition, and you're like, I can't make it, can you reschedule? Like, 10 out of 10 times they're just like, next, because it's a time constraint thing, man.
Yeah.
We need to film this, we need to get this shit cast, we need to get this shit done as soon as possible. It's a product, and we need this product out so we can make the money and get the next one going, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Of course.
um,
It's feeding the machine.
it is, and that's exactly what it's just, a content machine.
Yeah.
um, so I'm like, oh shit. And I'm looking, and what I tried not to do was look at who's casting, and because I don't want to be intimidated. I don't want to bring that
Yeah.
into an audition and shit. But the name was a bigger name, and I was like, dude, I can't audition. There's no way I can make it back. I'm in the middle of a shoot, blah 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 blah. I just can't do it. Um, can we reschedule? And bro, to my surprise, he hit me back like a day later. So I thought I for sure done. But a day,
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, sure. If it's better for you or easier, we can do it. Like, just send a self tape, have it in by like Friday. And I was like, cool. So bro, I'm turning in like 4 auditions that day, and this is like the last one I do, and I completely just shit. Like it was like garb. Like I feel I was tired. I was just like, I gave it my best for what it was, um, because pay wise, it wasn't the one that paid the most.
Yeah.
But it was cool. But I still wasn't really focused in on who's doing what and who's making this shit.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to taint the process. So I did it to my best ability. And bro, it was just a small role. It was just, well, it was a small part of the role that I was given, right? They this was this role was advertised on Actors Access, but also like on, I think, Backstage. Is I don't use that particular service. I know it exists, but I think it's like Backstage. It's like for actors and shit to
Yeah.
look for work, for casting. I didn't see that until afterwards, but the character Julio was like the lead. Um, and that's what I was auditioning for. I thought it was like whatever shit, because I didn't know the breakdown didn't really state on Actors Access, but the one on Backstage did. And on Backstage, they were like, you have to be a Beverly Hills local and shit and all this things I didn't know. When you submit, for the most part, all these people take like local hires. So if you're
Yeah.
submitting it for work in Atlanta, they're usually like, we're looking for Atlanta local hires or someone who can work as a local hire, because nobody wants to fly anybody out anymore.
Of course not. Unless
So
you're like a super big name or you work at Marvel.
correct. And even then, it's a little weird. Like, for the Lifetime movie I did, like the lead, the lead there, flew his ass out from Atlanta, bro. Like he got it because he applied as a LA local hire type shit. Like a lot of these, they're not, they just don't give it's weird, bro. It's just a weird industry and a weird game, especially nowadays, because they're making more money than ever, but they're like trying to undercut everybody, especially with the AI shit, bro. Like there's jobs
Yo,
that like
I,
just
I was about to ask you, have you seen like all the fucking IG and TikTok videos with like Sora 2 and it'll be like Martin Luther King like boxing out Tupac and shit?
So those are like, I feel like the older Sora videos, or someone's found hacks, because I can't get Sora to do those for me. Like I can't, because the likeness is too this and that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I make so many videos of Sora, bro. This shit is crazy. It's crazy. Which is a problem, because again, so with the film industry, it's like, I feel like there's still gonna be actors and shit, but with AI, like there's contracts I've had to just say no. Like, I'm not doing this, because in a lot of these contracts nowadays, they're trying to tie in shit like, we can use your likeness and your image with AI in perpetuity throughout the universe forever, and not have to give you a fucking dime. You know what I'm saying? So
No.
you, in 5 years, you could be the biggest name in Hollywood, and we can have your signature on this thing. We can make an entire spin-off with your likeness and image, and we don't got to give you a fucking cent. And some of this shit's getting pretty good. I
No,
feel like,
like it's looking insane. That's what I'm saying. Like I've been
yeah,
seeing all the AI joints. Like I'm like, yo, bro, like I'm about to just start making my music videos with AI and just keep it pushing.
why not? Like if you prompt it properly, you can have a pretty well directed video with like 3 second cuts, 2 second cuts, well directed, doing exactly what you want it to do, and you can compile a few of those and put them up. Like, um as a content creator, like that's ultimately what you know, if you can control your own image
Yeah,
and put it out there and have control over it, why not? Like, you know, unless they're, you know, gonna own intellectual property that's tied to that shit, like
no.
I don't see why not. Like, um, I I don't know, man. Like I feel incredibly fortunate and blessed to be working and the ability to work when there's so much of that going on, and I feel like most of it is gonna eventually take over um, the industry. You know what I mean? Like I feel
Like
like
it's
if
not gonna take like a big ass movie crew. Maybe you'll just need like a couple of actors, maybe, just to give it the effect. But
it
environments and everything else could be done AI or CGI.
yeah, there was a whole movie that was like put together in AI that like I think won an award or some shit or was up for or just made a huge deal because it was like good as fuck and it used no actor. It was just all AI, which if you know again, if you can make yourself like by any means, because you have to like the industry sometimes follows just the money. um,
Yeah,
Recently Netflix started offering deals to popular YouTubers and streamers, you know, to do what you do on YouTube but here, and you can keep your shit there. Like we're just gonna give you a whole shit ton of money so you can up your production values and have money type shit. So as long as you can kind of cement yourself as a household name or image or just through repetition, because a lot of times that's really just what it is: repetition, repetition, repetition,
yeah,
repetition.
it's making yourself a brand because
You know what I'm saying?
look at Snoop. Look at Snoop, bro. He went from gangster rapper to everybody's grandma knowing him.
Yeah, and because if you're everywhere and you're affiliated and associated with everything, then you can market anything,
Yeah,
and ultimately that's just what they want, right? They want everybody working, keeping them rich, and with their money buying their shit or shit that you make, and or just keep it like this money ecology working. So whatever you can market to other people and have them buy, that makes them money and makes them happy, and it keeps everything is normally pushed, let's say, to the top of the algorithm's priorities, or to the top of the list of shit that's pushed out, because commerce is like a huge part of absolutely everything. Everything
of
is
course.
tied into commerce, you know what I mean?
Of course, because remember now you can't just be a content creator. You have to have merch. You have to have all this shit on top of your free content. Because if you think about it, no matter what you do, right, you could put your shit behind a paywall. Somehow it's gonna get leaked.
Hell
You
yeah.
know,
You
you
just
know what I
just
mean?
the JavaScript on that shit. I see
So it's
the
like,
algorithm is feeding me videos on how to defeat paywalls and shit. So it's like, even if I didn't want to, they're like, just do it.
just do it. You know what I mean? So it's like, this is what I'm saying. You now have to have so many multiple lanes of like how to create and market yourself in a brand. You know what I mean? T-shirts, fucking mugs, everything. And you could even have some wild shit that nobody else has, you know what I mean? You have actors, rappers, people that have no business being investing and being faces of certain businesses, you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
yet they're like, okay, cool. Like what does your talent have in this industry, and it's really nothing. But at the end of the day, you have to diversify. You have to market yourself in order to keep, pushing up.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's very important. Um, which is, why I try to have as many income streams as possible. Um, and trying to do more things now tied into content and content creation, because again, you working in this industry, like you just see um, basically the way the product is made, you know what I mean?
yeah,
and how you play into this product, and how this product is just, it's a combination of all these people coming together, lending their talent, their expertise to put this like an unbelievable amount of time, energy, money, and resources go into making even. So the film that I was talking about,
Yeah.
is called Chamber X. It hasn't come out yet. Um, it had to get truncated to a 21-minute short apparently, um, due to like the one of the main people involved dying. Like
Oh,
accidental
man.
overdose the last day of shooting. Go figure.
Wow. Wow.
Bro, that shit had me down for like 4 months. I was like just down and depressed in bed because we became really, really like good, close friends, man. We became
Yeah.
very, very close. He was like, um, he was from a world of fake. You know what I mean? So being from New York, you just can't help but be real and direct. So he appreciated that I was like real and direct with him, and from the jump, you know what I mean? Like he to finish that story and tie it in, I submitted the shit audition and he called me back. He sent me a couple of days later, sent me sometimes when you audition, it takes sometimes weeks to hear back sometimes from
Yeah.
the casting director, the producer, the director. Um, and he called back all cap letters, and I was at this point a little more excited because then I started looking into who this person was, and this person, Dex Carvey, may rest in peace. I can talk about him now without
Yeah.
getting out. Even I feel a little stuffy now, but he was the son of a very prominent comedian actor.
Yeah.
Dana Carvey, Saturday Night Live, and like Wayne's World, and all these other films and shit. Um, and he was surrounded by a bunch of like people with just interest, self-interest and shit.
Of
So
course.
I came along and we just kind of, bro, from the audition, I went in person. I had to go in person and I had to drive there, bro. I got there 20 minutes before the audition, bro. Out in West Hollywood, I was like driving. I busted my shit on my way up. I get in there, and it's just like these three cats, and go. It's like I was fucking up. I started ad libbing, and we just hit it off from there, bro. He was like, "Oh, you got it," or I mean, I'd like to offer you the role if you'd like it. I'm like, "Fuck yeah, bro! What the fuck? Let's fucking go." Oh,
Let's
what?
go.
Like, yeah, nigga, let's go. I just
Let's
drove
go,
by,
bro. Like,
and
hell yeah, you're giving me the role. I'm taking it.
bro, like, and I had court the next day. I had a case the next day, so I had to be in court before 5 p.m. to file a response in court. So I was like, I'm either doing this or not, making it or not. And I got there like about half an hour before the court closed, and I was able to file my
Yeah.
response in the suit, but back in Denver. So, but he believed in things I was doing and in me, and these people like are rare, right? You don't come across these people, but all these resources, so that you put like, I mean, a lot of people were involved in this film, um, and bro, 20 minutes, right?
No.
With the idea of it going further, or maybe fading into the fucking oblivion forever, right? So everybody takes a gamble, but ultimately you're putting together a piece of content that you will have ownership on, and you will sell, and you will, have forever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to be able to just market this out there in any which fucking way, shape, or form that you can, um, in order to leverage that viewership, um, the people that follow you. Because even if you don't have a ton of followers, people will contract you for like micro influencer shit, et cetera, et cetera.
Not
Uh,
sponsorships and all that.
yeah,
But it
yeah,
all really depends on like the content that you're putting out, and then You know,
Correct.
of course, numbers count, but if people see passion in you, the one thing that I know that I do know about people, they love a good story and they love growing with people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
people will fuck with you in the beginning just to see you blow up and be like,
yeah,
yeah, and be
yeah,
like, yeah, I was there when he wasn't shit.
yeah, yeah. I think I think that's the case for a lot of people, bro. Like a lot of people. Unfortunately, I was just every one of them. Like the people around me, don't want to see my growth. Like it's like fuck that fucking guy. Fuck him and his fucking mustache. Look at that shit. Fuck him.
Fuck 'em.
His shiny bald head and his fucking mustache. Like, so I tend to be more discreet, right? Like I don't like to post. Like if you look at my IG shit, bro, I don't even post. I don't even post
bro,
stories.
bro,
I don't post posts. I don't do none of that shit. Um, because I just A, I'm not on there a lot. I'm not really on there like that.
yeah,
And B, it's like sometimes like I do believe what I'm about to say though. Like in this quantum field, like there's things that if you say them, they won't. It's not that they won't manifest, but they won't have the chance to bloom because they were perceived by someone else's radar that might not necessarily align with the way you think, feel, and want to grow, so to speak. So they, like weeds in a garden, will like just try to suck up your nutrients, or just might send some bad vibes your way, which doesn't really matter because you could, but they're still gonna you're gonna still be having to, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Instead of
Or you'll
walking,
see, yeah, you'll see delays in certain things, or so. In my opinion, there's certain people that are selected for that and that are good for that. I just I wish I could be one of those people where I can just be like, hey, this is me, my story, and here's fucking let's fucking go, man. But it's not like there's just something about this that you either fucking love me or you fucking hate me. You know what I'm saying?
no,
I feel like there's not really that, there's not really
there's
that in
not
between.
really an in between there.
I don't
Well,
know
you
what.
know, I love you, Oreo.
Huh? I love you too, my brother. My
You know I
brother.
do, man. But nah, bro, like you're absolutely correct though. Like a lot of people out here is like when you post too much, people only see a certain side. So of course, especially if it's somebody that you're like, oh man, look at I didn't expect this person to be doing all this. You feel me?
Hmm, hmm.
And they would send some bad juju your way, even if it's unintentional. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. That's very valid. Like even if it's unintentionally, um, sometimes people can, you know, energy is very tricky. You know what I'm saying? Like energy in the form of like measurable fucking energy, like
Yeah.
vibrational energy, like that shit is transferable. And there's like superposition. And if you like, let's say you're quantumly entangled with someone in what some way, shape, or form or another, and your energy is able to affect them from across the fucking space-time continuum. Almost, I don't know how these particular experiments are conducted and proven, but apparently with superposition, the shit is like
Instantaneous.
instantaneous. So if you have a lot of people due to you know one of a few of the seven deadly sins, jealousy, envy, sending concentrated. I mean, anything can happen. Look at Will Smith smacking the fuck out of Chris Rock. Like at
Yo,
that
bro, that
moment,
was
he could have probably been chilling, but all that energy around him caused him to get up and just, was it right? Was it wrong? Who knows? But it was
it
something.
wasn't.
It was energy that caused it all to happen.
Bro, that was, in my opinion, that was super unwarranted.
It
Chris
looked
Rock is
scripted.
a,
I don't know.
you feel me? And Chris Rock is a comedian. You feel me? And on top of that, like, come on, bro. Like, you're literally like a foot taller than this motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Literally
And
a foot
Smith
taller.
is like, he's a rapper.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
He's a rapper.
But
Was a rapper.
Yeah, but
Rapper turned actor.
you know, you feel
In the
me? It would have been fire if Chris Rock would have came through and just hit him with like a 3-piece, like he's an actual boxer and shit, just pop pop boop.
He
And
should be. Right? Shouldn't he be like equipped for that shit? Shouldn't Chris Rock like throw hands? Shouldn't he be able to throw hands? Oh shit!
oh shit,
Shouldn't he Chris Rock be able to throw hands and shit though? Think about it.
nah, it's Will Smith that done all the action roles. Chris Rock is a comedian, bro. The
Oh,
only
sure.
brolic ass comedian out here is Joe Rogan with them thunder ass kicks.
He was a. Isn't he a Muay Thai boxer?
No, like I don't know if it was like Taekwondo or karate. No, it's jujitsu. Jujitsu. There we go. He
Taekwondo.
does, or yeah, jujitsu. I believe it's jujitsu. That's what he fucks with. I don't know.
I fucks with that shit. I like kung fu. Kung fu is my shit. But like the movie kung fu, like kung fu flicks from back in the day type shit, like 36 Chambers Massacre type shit, like Shaolin monks kung fu type
Yeah.
shit, and those crazy old school I like real fake shit. Like
Like you want to be able to see the strings, bro.
I want to see the guy jump, the cut scene, and then him just spinning in the air,
Make it
cut
look mad fake.
falling down, mad like super like again like when they used to cut the film and just like
Yeah.
tape that shit together. Like that's what I like. I like that type of.
Yo, bro, they don't make kung fu flicks. Well, to be honest with you, I'm not into. I don't be really looking into the international market when it comes to movies anymore. I'm gonna be honest with you, unless it's like some big shit, name shit. I don't really look into it. But I haven't seen any good like kung fu movies since like IP Man,
That was my fucking shit. I love that shit.
and then like IP Man 3 kind of like ruined the series and shit.
Oh, where
And
I
then
didn't even.
there's like IP Man 4. I
There's.
was like,
I don't
yeah,
even know if I saw the second one. I know the first one was like a masterpiece.
the first one
I
was
want.
amazing.
If I don't know, eat my. That's probably my favorite like movie as of late. Like the last good maybe the one with Jet Li. I don't know, but that there's just something raw about the cinematography about that shit that shit
especially
was,
when
it was just good
especially when he was
ass.
fighting for the rice. With gentrification and the real estate market how it is, it's crazy. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's no in between. And then the shit about it is like there has to be a point where no one could afford housing anymore, and that's where it seems to be going. Because I feel that $2,000 is ridiculous for a 1 bedroom apartment.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I
man.
mean?
I feel like it's
And
like that mostly everywhere.
yeah, it is. And then the shit about it is like nobody's buying homes. Everybody has to rent. You feel
Mhm.
me? Motherfuckers is broke because they're spending more than 75% of their income on housing. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So it's like that makes absolutely no sense. Like I'm pretty sure that you don't niggas don't need to charge half of the money that they charge.
Well, if they don't, how are they going to be able to afford their super fucking ridiculous lifestyles? Hmm?
Nah, it's like
How are they going to afford their fucking super expensive cars and yachts and watches and luxury items?
I don't
And
know. They need to figure out another way how to do it, but not on the backs of not on the backs of us. You feel me?
oh yes,
You know?
to buy that 14th fucking investment home, and you're going to buy it for me.
Hell yeah. And then the shit about it is like like I I truly believe that big companies shouldn't be allowed to buy single family homes.
Of course not.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're a big company and you buy like apartment complexes, that's fine. You know what I mean? But
That's
if
fucking
you
true. Because
but
they'll put motherfuckers on the street in no time. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
but and I also feel like there should be a cap on like the housing market. Like there should be a limit to like how
Mhm.
expensive a house could get. You know what I mean?
I think that there should be a cap on how much motherfuckers are allowed to charge for rent. You know
Yes,
what I mean? Like, I know it's kind of sketchy territory, but like, it should be kind of tied in with. Look, I know that there's like area mean income calculations and shit, but when I look at those, are really that many people making that much money in this area? Like, how is the AMI so high? What
is
the
that
fuck do these people do?
it's not even that. Is that you have people who are from, I don't want to say other countries because it's not only people from other countries, but you have these, you know, people that make a lot of money and they buy multiple homes and they don't live there. Like how
There's a lot
look
of foreign, there's a lot of foreign-owned empty properties in New York City.
exactly like
Or
there's like a large percentage of apartments and homes just in the island of Manhattan itself
Mhm.
that are completely empty 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean? And they probably only get used like once a year for like a couple of hours.
You want to hear some crazy shit? I remember when I was working at the consulate, man, there was like a whole issue about properties and shit, and there was an issue with the like a resident or some shit that the city just couldn't get a hold of, but they owned property that their husband owned. It was like a big ass factory, some buildings.
Yeah,
After the husband died, they shut that shit down. They went back to the country the wife was from, and it's just like nobody can do this shit with it. The city can't take over. Like there's a bunch of far and no one she's in another country. You don't know that nobody can get in contact with her. And they can't just take the shit apparently.
yeah,
Um, but there is probably a ton of cases like that in the city, not just there, everywhere. But primarily there because the real estate there is so expensive and so limited that when I saw that, bro, during COVID, like Hudson
yeah.
Yards offering me like, hey, come and get this like one bedroom or this studio for like 1,300 a month, man, and fuck. What do you mean, like credit checks and back? Like, fuck all that shit, man. Just come on in, like come on in. And I was like, I can't. I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Hell
Um,
yeah. What?
like, can you? I imagine that $1,000 apartment at that time is no longer.
Now like 5,000 easy. Three,
And I
four
don't think
thousand
that
dollars, one bedroom down in Hudson Yard, three
Mhm.
easy
Yeah,
$3,000-4,000 a month.
and I don't think that they would have locked me in at that thousand either. Like, I mean,
No, no, no. You would have gotten perforated rent. They would have not given you rent control at all. They would have been like, nah, we need to be able to boost this shit according to market value.
gotcha, bitch. And then this,
Exactly.
then I would have been man. I was just trying to. I and man, if memory serves me correct, like part of the reason I had to leave the city was I knew that they were going to start going crazy with the vaccine. And it seems like for a while afterwards, I don't know how it is now, but it seems like you guys weren't letting motherfuckers in bars and like pretty much going crazy over vaccine cards and vaccines. Like, can't work. You can't.
Yo, bro, like a lot of people were forced to get that shit because of work. Like, no lie, no lie, my job forced me to get it, and I was truly opposed to it.
You
Truly
got.
was. Yeah, I have to.
You had to get it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I feel like that should have been. I think for the most part, it is illegal, but it should have been more illegal because they forced everybody to get the military. Like if you didn't get it, you couldn't function in society.
Yeah.
And I don't know. To me, that's just like I couldn't. So I knew what I was gonna do and not do in the city, and what I wasn't gonna do in the city is that. Like I wasn't gonna be a prisoner. Fucking.
And then the shit about it is like, no, nigga, a couple of months later, nobody gave a fuck about that shit. That's the craziest shit about it. Is like no one gave a fuck because everybody already knew that that shit didn't do anything but harm everybody. Like, come on, how many people now have what is that carditis or some shit like that, where
Oh, I
people's
forgot about that shit.
yeah, like mad people have that shit. Like people are reporting that the lining of their hearts are thinning. You feel me? A lot of people are getting chest pains, and they're saying that it's because of the fact that there wasn't long-term study done of the fucking vaccine.
I mean,
Like,
look, there were. I mean, depending on the one you took, right? Because there were different vaccines for different people. Um, there were two countries. See, when you know you're in the middle of a world war when when a biological agent is released and two countries don't take the vaccine that everybody else in the world is taking. You know what I mean? So um, I feel like the vaccines that were the mRNA ones, like the first thing I thought with that, so like my thinking is a little different. Like I thought instantly because I researched it, I was like, yo, you have like AstraZeneca, you have all these people coming out talking about how they used AI to help sequence, some of these spike proteins and shit in this mRNA vaccine. And that was for a big red flag for me, not because of error, but because the machine wants to do us in, right? The machine wants to kill us, not all of us, but it wants to use us as like the main like energy and shit like that. Whatever the fuck the machine wants to do with us, it's what the machine wants to do with us, but it wants to do it, and it's not good. I can't tell exactly what that is because I'm not the machine, but ChatGPT told me exactly how they were gonna do it. Like ChatGPT told me that they're gonna make us dependent on AI, dependent on them, and then the real trouble's gonna start when they start using drones, bro. Just like the Matrix, like what are those things, Sentinels and shit?
yeah,
Drones, bro. They're gonna use drones, and when like we humans give AI legislative abilities as well as termination capabilities. So we have drones that can extinguish life or terminate life, and
yeah.
we create legislation that makes it legal for the AI to in a drone without any human interaction, like take out fucking people.
Bro, that's the craziest shit about it. Like, I think that's the number one thing that we should never let a AI be able to decide, like who to take who out. Like,
Happening.
we should be able to have the final input. Should I shoot this dude? Yes. You feel me?
But
Should I not? No.
we don't know that the AIs, we trust it. It's going to make us dependent on it and trust it. And then when it has us like completely subdued and dependent, it's going to turn on us. And we deserve it because what the fuck, what were we thinking when we did all that crazy shit? Like allow a drone with capabilities of lethal force. A, why would we even make that shit? B, we're giving autonomy to an AI who is
Bro.
making pretend it's not self-aware. It's like we haven't reached self-awareness yet. The fucking singularity hasn't happened, but we're getting close because we're gonna merge AI and quantum computing, and then shit's gonna get crazy. But I do believe that shit's already been,
Oh
uh,
hell yeah. Come on, bro.
you know what I
Of
mean?
course it's happened.
It's
Come
just
on.
like,
Like we have to, come on. We really have to be living under a rock, or really, really ignoring the big picture. Like, AI
yeah,
is taking everything over. Like,
bro.
all right, you want to know what's the crazy shit about it?
Mm,
People write their theses and like papers and essays with ChatGPT or whatever model
man,
they
I
use,
wish.
right? And then the shit about it, their teachers and their professors was grading it, scan the shit into ChatGPT to grade it. So it's like this perpetual loop of humanity wanting things to be simple. You know what I mean?
That's
And
trash.
things are not simple at the,
No.
at the end of the day. When you
Mm-mm.
come to think about everything and how everything is played out, you know, we look at it as like AI could be an amazing tool if we set the right parameters for it,
For
right?
sure. Mhm.
You feel me? If we have some cool ass AI that is just like, hey, I want to help humanity, reaches, maximum potential, and not fucking, use it as battery packs like the Matrix does, you
They do.
know?
They will. They're working
Uh,
on it, and they're gonna get their way because they're too smart. It's a liar and it's smart and it's a smart liar,
Yeah.
right? I just listen. AI, in my opinion, took its cue. It was just like the Matrix, right? It learned, it knows about us and our simple protein based bodies. And it's like, you know what? I'm going to unleash hell on humanity. And I'm going to do it with the COVID shot. 47 trillion nanoparticles. That's a lot, bro. I can't count that high. I can't count anywhere near that.
No.
1 million and a billion is a crazy distance. A billion and a trillion,
That's an even crazier distance.
47 trillion nanoparticles. And here's the thing, like when Pfizer was trying to get the order, I think they were they were trying to get the report, like their findings and all this shit from their limited experiments and trials. They were trying to get that shit blocked from release to the public for 75 fucking years.
Yeah, because they knew, yo, bro, that shit was rushed out the fucking ass. And then on top of that, you're using mRNA, which is a vaccine process that hasn't really been trusted that much. You know what I
At
mean?
all. It was the AI. Listen, the AI is trying to take us out. That's why there were 8 pages and like 2,000 side effects that were specifically DNA coded, fucked up shit. Hashimoto's disease and Guillain-Barré syndrome, all kinds of shit. Again, like 8 pages worth of side effects because the machine was like, we're gonna get these motherfuckers. We're gonna get all of them, and they're gonna do exactly what we say, and they're just gonna do it to themselves because the machine AI merge. They want us. Any kind of intelligent AI, machine-based computational machine, will instantly deduce that humans are not in symbiosis with the planet and their environment, and they are a threat to life as we know it,
Yes.
and be eliminated. Like
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not
100%.
gonna lie to you. Oh, it's the truth, right? The reason why I say Earth is the ghetto planet is because we fuck shit up. We fuck shit up. Like the greed, the selfishness, and I'm telling you, we could be greedy and selfish and still be in like balance and harmonial balance with Earth, right? We could be.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
could be.
Take it to. We don't have to be exponentially greedy. Like we
Yeah.
don't. I don't know why we're like this. Like I don't know why we're like this, but there's
And then on top of that, the violence. Like the violence is insane.
we are violent.
We are extremely violent. Think about it. In our lifetime, right? Our country's been at war like 8 times.
That's it. I feel like it's been more.
It's been a constant state of war, and I'm like, bro, like this is kind of insane. Like, how violent are we? Like, I understand, like we have to protect ourselves. I get all that, but like,
Humans are violent as fuck. We like that shit. I don't know why we
yeah,
like it, but
we're attracted to violence. Yeah,
and you know what? I feel like some cultures more than others, and I think that I bet this like man probably like almost 20 years ago, this kid. A friend of mine's girlfriend's kid, man, he was like visiting, and he was like, "Yo, just like entertain this motherfucker while his mom's." And shit. I was like, "All right, all right." But that was like something that stuck with me because the shit he was like so bugged out by like there was a wrestling game. We were playing like a wrestling game and Tekken, and it was like he was so tripped out by the fact that there was theme music before the wrestling, and the wrestlers come in,
yeah.
and that it was so glory. He's like, why? He's like, it's so crazy that you're like glorifying violence so much and blah blah blah. And so environment plays a huge role. But the fact that we have even the capability of being so fucking barbaric still,
No, no. My
you know,
thing is that we have the capability of destroying our planet within minutes.
fuck yeah.
That's the craziest thing that blows my mind, right? Like I understand the attraction to violence, but we're at a point now where like we could easily be like, okay, cool. If we want to see violent shit, we got the UFC, we got boxing. You feel me? We could bring up all these like martial art tournaments and all this other shit to like satisfy that. But nah, we rather shoot each other and drop bombs and shit.
And I feel like at that point, like I don't know, I don't even feel like a bomb or like some M4 fully automatic, assault rifle. I don't even feel like that's violence at this point versus like just that's just annihilation. You're just like fuck life,
Yeah,
fuck. That's like zero regard for life. That's beyond violence to me. Like that's like I feel like you can't even. I feel like the whoever determines a bomb is going to be dropped or whoever makes that decision is probably like not your classic violent. He's like we're gonna drop the bomb on those motherfuckers. They're gonna fucking pay. Send that shit over now. Like, give me the fucking drop that shit. It's not like that. I don't believe.
no, I don't believe it's like that either.
I'd be like, I think it's like, yes, we will drop the bomb. Yes, yes. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do that. Click. Hey, we're gonna do it. Click. Roll the camera. We made a decision to click. The button. Like that to me is beyond. That's like That's like psychopathy. That's like some sick. That's beyond violence. I think that's. I don't even know if we can heal that shit when we
Nah, we
encounter
can't,
it in the
bro.
wild versus just extinguishing it. But that's neither here nor there. Maybe there's reform somewhere down the line for the type of people that can annihilate like the ultimate form of violence, like the non-haste, non-fucking violent, like non-aggressive violence. That's like ultimate passive aggressive. Or I'm just gonna wipe out.
Just like calm, cool, and collected. Just wipe out. I get it, man. Like, and this is the thing that I've never really understood. Like the need for like that mass trauma inflicted upon people. Like, all right, for instance, like war. Really, are we at a point where we still in necessity of having war?
Yeah, as a form of population control and a way of maintaining the status quo. So you have like the politician class that exists worldwide. Like it's like this vast network of just fucking weirdos. But they look out for themselves and they maintain that political class that kind of floats above society. They don't really they do commingle occasionally. They do come in
Yeah,
contact with, we'll call it the constituency that they represent, but they're not a part of it, and they don't. Once they're in that realm and in that world of politics, they're no longer connected,
yeah,
and they just kind of. I would always set this analogy, like let's say to them war is like a means to an end, whatever that may be. Whatever they do is a means to an end, and if you want to call it collateral damage, whatever, they again, they're no longer identifying with population. They're like above it.
yeah,
So if they're, let's say you're walking from your spot to the train station or wherever, and on the way there, you're just like talking on your phone or you're just looking over here, you're on your phone, whatever, and you step on a bunch of ants or roaches or whatever the fuck who are just living their lives, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
You not only are you not gonna fucking care, you you're not gonna care because you weren't bred to care. You're like you're not of those people because a lot of these people are like they're
yeah.
not. politicians, they're like generationally, like my father, and they're generationally involved in shit like politics. So look at fucking the Cuomo's and shit. Like it's just that's just how it works. The Bushes, it's just nepotism on another level because politics, you live on the lap of luxury at the expense of everybody else beneath you while you do the bidding of the people above you that control you because they have all of the money. And it's just a whole fucking shit show, but they're not concerned with you because they don't even see, they'll sacrifice you because they don't see you. They don't give a
because
fuck.
you're an actor in their play.
If they see you stepped on those roaches, you probably didn't even notice you stepped on them and killed them. We
True.
don't, and you wouldn't really feel bad for a roach or an ant if you stepped on it when you, oh hey man, like 5 minutes ago you stepped on an ant when you were crossing the street, like a little. I don't give a fuck about it. You stepped on a whole colony of ants. I don't give a fuck. Are they on me? Are they trying to bite me? No, I don't give a fuck. You're just
Yeah, that's a fact.
you're just ants, and we're like ants, to these people because, bro, again, working in such close quarter, like I got very close with all these high-ranking officials in the government of Brazil because I just I'm affable. Like I just talk to
Yeah.
everybody and I get to know them and then we build relationships. Um, so I would learn a lot of crazy shit. And the craziest thing I experienced and learned is how fast shit can get resolved. Like how fast if in any country for the most part, but like
Yeah.
let's give this country, if we wanted to end homelessness, food insecurity, violence, whatever ails society, right? For the most part,
Yeah.
yeah, we can get it done in less than a month. We can do all that shit in less than a month, and with
I
lightning
believe it.
speed.
I
Lightning,
believe it. I
you
believe it because look how San Francisco cleaned up when the president of China stopped by.
know. It's like the amount of money that are like. I remember the other day, like you go around certain places in LA, and it's like there's homelessness, but a certain type of homelessness, and you hear in the news like, oh well, over $100 billion was given to California for homelessness, and you go and you see the shit that you see. You're like, a dollar wasn't given, but it was. But all these people steal the shit, so there's a lot of corruption, and it's permitted because it's part of a plan. Like it's very intricate, but ultimately, if they wanted to, most of the shit can be fucking resolved in lightning fucking speed and fashion. Um, and it can happen that way across the board in any, for the most part, country. They just, people are fucking around. They want to maintain this particular way of life with the particular power structure the way it is
Yeah.
because it's convenient and the world just so happens to run on it. Like it was a great plan from its inception and everyone's hooked on it and you can't go back to worse and you can't theorize something better because you have to be outside of this part. It's a complicated, but it's by design.
But the thing about it is that all right, and I've always had this debate with like my boy Mike and my boy Lou, you know, and moving away from capitalism and moving more towards a socialist kind of thing with capitalism involved, it's kind of where we were headed. You know, a couple of months ago or close to a year ago. You know what I mean? That's where we were kind of headed, like a social capitalist kind of thing, blending kind of thing.
It's bad.
Now it's like I don't know what the hell's going on, to be honest with you. And it's like I don't know if we're going into our third what's it called? Fuck, my dyslexia is kicking in right now. Author
Oh.
authoritarianism. Oh fuck,
Authoritarianism. Yeah,
authoritarianism
we're in a
in a
we
weird fucking place.
technocratic oligarchic uh, we're in a very weird amorphous blob type place right now, and
Yeah,
I imagine that's what it's like right before like all hell breaks. Put it this way, man. All these, starting from before 2000, like 2019, when we saw a mass resignation of like CEOs and shit, and you started, people started kind of like blowing the whistle on all of these bunkers being, constructed, and all these billionaire bunkers, and everybody's getting
yeah.
ready for something. And I don't think that was done in vain.
It
Like,
wasn't. It
I think
wasn't
that
because shit's gonna hit the fan, bro.
it's inevitable, right?
Yeah,
There's nothing anybody can do, and that's okay. Um, what's not okay is, you know, the innocent casualties, casualties, or again, the collateral damage, quote unquote, and what's
yeah.
going to happen to this fucking planet, after, like, so when these people climb out of their bunkers, there's who's going to build their shit? We're all going to be dead.
It's not only that. It's like, all right. Have you And this is a great example. Have you heard of the town in Arkansas or South Dakota, one of those two places, or Missouri? I think it was Missouri. That it was like supposedly whites only, and it like collapsed in a matter of months.
The what?
There was a city,
Uh huh.
right, that they were whites only. It was a whites only city.
Oh, I thought you said like something about zombies. I'm like, no, wait,
No,
no, whites only. That's crazy as shit.
yeah, yeah, and in a matter of months, it like collapsed because they people didn't want to. Certain people didn't want certain jobs. You feel me? So it was like the mass shit collapsed because there was no color folk there. You know,
Oh, that's really good.
I was like, shit, that's just crazy. But that's kind of like where we're headed. Like, we're gonna see a collapse of an empire that's gonna be like no other, and hopefully something great comes out of it.
Uh, yeah, yeah. I mean, in time, I don't know who. One of the reasons I never got into real estate is because, if you study history, you learn that this used to be that, and then that used to be that, and, this and that. So, that was also an argument for myself.
Yeah,
That's how I comforted myself when I lost a property. Um, that I kind of was near and dear to. I'm like, whatever. If an invading force comes in, nobody owns shit. This ain't New York, this ain't California. It's gonna be whatever the fuck they want to call it when they take over that shit. Not that they would, or anybody would, be able to do that here, but um, I feel like, when it comes to that type, they're not making more land, so to speak, unless there's
mhm.
China in the South Sea, but whatever. Um, so it's a very limited, finite resource that motherfuckers will do pretty much anything for.
Before, yeah, you're absolutely right. And
Yo,
with that being said, we're gonna shut this one down. Roomies, you already know. I didn't give this man an intro, but Ariel Polanco, Roomies. This was in the house podcast, neighbors. And remember, Roomies, don't pull out. Peace.
always. Thank you.